Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Empyrion Galactic Survival episode 53. I'm Enigmius, and today we're just doing a bit of an update video because it's been a few days and sometimes people get a little bit nervous when they haven't seen anything new out for a little while. So just to calm any anxieties, we're going to take a look at what we've been up to since the last episode. Building, lots and lots of building, making things very large. As you can see, this is our fortress in the works. It's got guns on it now. Only half of them work because only half of them have ammunition, but we're making good solid progress in that regard as well. I just want to take a look at what we've done and also what's holding us back, because we've encountered a couple of minor issues that have really slowed things down. It's one of those things where it's slow now, and then once we get past it, the pace will pick up a little bit until we encounter the next issue. It's an ongoing cycle. So the last episode we were looking at it, and we basically had this lower level done already with the hangar doors. And the goal, what I had said I wanted to do, was keep it open so that you could literally fly a ship in one hangar door and then just keep going straight and go out the next hangar door. And that would be sort of the setup. There we go. We made it. And then of course, we had these big empty areas that were basically about a little bit of extra armor. Not necessarily space that we were planning on using. We've added some machines. The thing is, this planet has atmosphere, so I've added oxygen just because maybe we went swimming and something horrible happened. Who knows? But we've got an oxygen station on every corner at the ground level so that we have quick access to it if we need it. We've got a medic station on every floor so far. And then I had to add in this central column for support, structural support. If we didn't have this, the roof would just cave in, and it was going to be a pretty rough time trying to get it to all come together. I suppose I could have just left a big hole in the roof and worked around it and said that's sort of like an observation ledge or whatever you might want to call it, and left the elevators in the corners here so we could maintain that pass-through. But it didn't. Actually, to be completely honest, the thought never came to me until just now. That's an option that's on the table, but as you'll see as we work our way up, it may not be as appealing and as straightforward as it first seems. So we've got our elevator. All the way down there is the core. It's not far from here. That's where the Prometheum is. And then we come up here. It's quite a trip, and if you actually look at it forward like this, you actually feel like you're going up an elevator. It's just something that I've noticed. We've got all these oxygen tanks, and again, I've got so many of the blue oxygen canisters that you use to fill these things that I figured I might as well put a bunch of tanks in there. We'll fill them all up, use up some of the blue canisters, get them out of our inventory, even if we never use them. We've got large ammunition containers going in place. So far, the only ammunition that I have is for the cannons that we have mounted sort of close to the ground, and those are basically our hostile critter defense guns, even though they do see a lot of use currently fighting drones, just because our flat guns aren't online. So we've got plenty of ammunition for the cannons, and we've got even more up here, and then it stops, and we've got all these containers left over for extra stuff, including the ammunition for the flat guns. And again, we've got another medic station here on this floor, and we've got more room to put things here. And the whole idea is that everything on this floor is the kind of thing that you don't really spend a lot of time interacting with, but you do spend some time interacting with. So it's out of the way, it's readily accessible, but it puts a lot of stuff out of sight, out of mind until you really need to think about it, and by then it's not that big of a deal. So this is the newest floor, and this is the one where we started encountering difficulties. As you can see, we've got more large hangar doors. This was going to be the floor where we assemble and store small vessels, because I got a bunch of different ideas for small vessel designs that I want to try out. And again, the original idea was to have this as open as possible, but for the sake of structural integrity, we've had to add in a bunch of columns just to hold everything up. Still though, lots and lots of space for small vessels. I mean, it's a pretty massive small vessel that takes up this whole bay from the hangar doors to this column here. So I'm not concerned about having enough room to build the ships that I want to build. I wasn't able to meet my goal of having these things big, wide open hangars, and I'm okay with that. We'll just have to work around it. But where we really started to run into trouble, as you can see up there, and up there, it's not quite as easy to see because it's just one block. If we switch our view, you can see that the structural integrity on the upper deck isn't that great. Over here, it's not too bad, and we were able to close everything in, and the same with over here. We've got definitely some red areas, but we were able to close it in. Over here, despite the fact that this entire structure is symmetrical, this won't accept these blocks. In fact, since we still have a pretty decent supply of concrete, I'll show you what happens if we try and fill this in. They just fall right out. And then, of course, they're wasted. So I'm glad that I'm not building out of combat steel for the base up to this point. And we've got more drones incoming. They come fairly regularly, and they always come in groups of 6. So I want to get those flat guns online, just to lighten the load a little bit. I'm trying to do, trying to get it done 2 blocks at a time, 1 block at a time. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't work. And then over here, same thing. As soon as you place the block, it falls out and disappears. So there's a number of different things that I could look at to correct this. Realistically speaking, at this point, I honestly feel like I could just leave those holes there and not suffer too horrendously for it. There's not that much left that I want to add in terms of overall structure. There's a lot of detailing and a lot of texturing and painting and things like that I want to do. But in terms of just getting the basic structure in place, there's not much more that I'm looking at as sort of the must-have. But we're going to go up to the top floor, currently the top floor, and we'll take a look around. We're far enough above everything that all the critter noises stop. Oh, and then they start again as soon as we get back outside. So we've got some altitude on this guy. And if we look around, we can see all kinds of crazy stuff. There's a drone that likes to hang out over here. And he never gets close enough for any of our automated systems to go after him. He's right there. He's independent of the 6 that are going to come over from this direction and try and make life miserable for us. We've got some sort of alien structure over there, point of interest of some kind, that we're going to be taking a look at with one of our first newly designed small vessels when we get to that point. It's just kind of convenient that it's parked right there for us. And realistically speaking, there's some stuff that I want to put on this upper level. By way of sort of a central room where we have all of our machines, all of our constructors, most of our storage, the stuff that we need to do the things that we do on a regular basis. Also, we wouldn't be doing our bit to save the galaxy if we didn't have a garden of some sort up here so that we were self-sustaining in the food category. And then we're going to put another deck on top that's going to hold the capital vessel, whether it's one that we've got, like the one that's parked down there, or a new one that we build, whatever. We'll see how it goes, but we've already got enough space up here, probably to park this guy if we wanted to, so we don't have to make it much bigger. Oh, look at all these drones coming over now. That's the first time I've seen them show up all at once, and it's not going to be long before the guns down here start to light up. They're the seemingly the first line of defense against all these jerk faces that come 3, sometimes 4 times a day, it seems. And we have to be really careful because this is all concrete, and concrete only has, what is it, it's like 40 hit points. So one shot from a plasma drone can probably take out a pretty good chunk. Here the guns are going. Yeah. Guns shooting down drones. This whole thing will work much better when we've got the the flat guns filled with ammunition, because then we can take these guys out. I think they'll start shooting farther away, and my experience in the past with the flat guns shooting at drones is that it's really, really effective at making sure that they don't get a chance to get close enough to start doing damage. But these are heavy drones, and they are not messing around. They will take a beating before they go down, and it's only a matter of time now before they get close enough for the cannons to start going after them. So we've yet to take any damage to the fortress as a result of these drone attacks, but what's happening is we have this part here that's always been sort of our first line of defense, and then as time has gone on, we've built up our fortress in such a way that it's blocking the guns on this thing. So we've had to have guns on the fortress to make up for that, just in case. But you can see this guy got pretty close, within 250 meters, and now he's just kind of sliding down the hill. So it's something to be aware of. I've actually got flak ammunition queued up in the capital vessel to start making once it's made all the subcomponents, and then we'll just put it in the ammo boxes and we'll be good to go. So the next episode, what you can expect to find is this upper deck will be finished. We'll have that central room with the machines so we can make all the things. We'll have a garden area with the beginnings of the things that we need to grow all the things. We'll have the deck, the upper deck for landing capital ships, and then we can take a look at just the cosmetic detailing, things that go on structurally that don't actually add anything to the structure except for appearances. I don't think we're going to rush to start with the painting and the detailing. I kind of want to get past the construction of the fortress and into the construction of some of the small vessels. So in preparation for that, we're just going to make sure that we're squared away with the key structural elements of this guy, and then we'll go from there. So if you want to be notified when we add the new video with all the updates to the fortress, and then the videos after that about all the small vessels we're going to make for taking on alien points of interest, you can subscribe to my channel or follow me on social media. Links for social media are always in the information box below the video. Feel free to leave your comments and feedback. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.